My appendix ruptured on the morning of my sister-in-law's wedding, sending me into emergency surgery. I believed the worst had passed until my mother-in-law entered my hospital room, accused me of staging the crisis, and struck the area of my fresh incision. My appendix burst on my sister-in-law's wedding day. My mother-in-law walked into my hospital room and slapped my fresh surgical wound. I woke up that morning already in pain, a dull ache under my ribs. I told myself it was nerves. Linda had spent months planning this wedding. Megan's big day. Nothing could interfere. Not traffic, not weather, not unnecessary drama, as Linda liked to call anything that wasn't about her daughter. By 9, I couldn't stand up straight. The pain had moved, sharp now, low on my right side. My husband Daniel found me on the bathroom floor, sweat soaking through my bridesmaid robe. My hands were shaking. "We're going to the ER, he said. I tried to argue. Megan was his only sister. He was supposed to walk their mother down the aisle. I was supposed to be in the photos. Then everything went black. At the hospital, they told me my appendix had ruptured. Infection was spreading fast. The surgeon said another hour and it could have killed me. Daniel called Megan. She cried, but told him to stay with me. Linda didn't cry. She said I staged the whole thing, out of jealousy. She told Daniel to leave the hospital and get back before the ceremony started. When he refused, she stopped picking up his calls. Surgery took almost 2 hours. 2 hours where Daniel sat in a waiting room alone, still dressed for a wedding he was never going to reach. When I opened my eyes, he was sitting beside me, suit wrinkled, tie hanging loose around his neck. He never made it to the ceremony. He didn't seem to care. At 7 that evening, the door swung open. Linda stood there in her silver gown, makeup smeared, eyes furious. "You ruined everything," she said. Daniel shot up. "Mom, get out!" She didn't listen. She walked straight toward my bed. "Megan walked down the aisle without her brother," she snapped. "Guests kept asking where you were. Do you have any idea what you did?" My throat was raw. I could barely speak. Linda leaned in closer. "Stop pretending." Then her hand came down, right on my incision. Pain tore through me. The monitors screamed. Daniel lunged, yanking his mother back before she could touch me again. "What did you just do?" he shouted. Nurses flooded the room. One yelled for security. Another ripped back the blanket to check the wound. The hit had torn something loose inside. Blood was already soaking through the bandage, spreading fast across white sheets. Linda's face changed. For the first time, she looked scared. Daniel pointed at the door. "You are not my mother right now. You just hurt my wife." Security arrived fast, and that's when Linda's story changed. "She grabbed me," she said, voice shaking. "I was defending myself." Daniel stared at her like he'd never seen her before. "She just came out of surgery. She can barely lift her arm." They took me back into the operating room past midnight. When I woke up, Daniel was still there, still holding my hand. "You're going to be okay," he said, "but you're stuck here a few more days." I asked about Linda. His jaw tightened. The police arrested her. A nurse saw everything, and the hallway camera caught all of it. Linda walking in, my scream, Daniel pulling her off me. Daniel's phone started ringing, nonstop. His aunt, his cousins, even Megan, all asking the same thing. Could we just call it a misunderstanding? Daniel looked at the screen, then at me. Then he turned the phone off completely. But Linda wasn't done talking, because by morning, she'd already told the whole family a very different story about what happened in that room. Full story on channel, link below.